We be live. All right, what's going on today? Well, sleep. And then, I couldn't stay asleep. So we're going to play some more games. We're going to play some more Oxygen Not Included. Dog with Bone. I want to get this done. Right. So, what are we doing today? We're going to get this thing operational. And we're going to build a liquid lock right here. And this is going to go here. When we're done in here, we're going to close this back up right here. And then this is all the height we really need. We're going to open this up right here. We have our steam turbines. We need to set up some cooling for the steam turbines, and that's it. That is all we need. We're going to deconstructify all of this right here. So. Deconstructify. Wall here. This one. There's a vacuum in here. So we only needed a liquid lock to get in through here. And then this is all a vacuum now because, well, we put blocks in here. Pretty simple. Pretty easy. And then we sweep all this up. Sweep it up. And we're going to build a thermal aqua tuner. Put it right over here. This will be fine right here. Let's put it in underneath. Let's just put it right here. This is a good spot for it. Right there. Plumbing. We're gonna need a plumb. Liquid thing, me jobber. Get some automation water. Like that. This needs power, of course. I'm gonna want to build this one over. Let's move this over by one. Like this. Get rid of that. We'll put a power transformer in here. That way we don't have to have another power transformer someplace else. Also, we could start putting salt water down. Then get rid of these two. Meemaw. Power. Maybe what? Joint plate. On a 7. And we'll grab a large power transfer. We could actually build this thing out of lead if we wanted to, but we'll go ahead and use some decent material for it. Oh, we're going to do it this way. There. To there. And a conductive wire. Just wrap around like this. Like that. Insulated pipes. I'm just going to bring it straight up. Radiant pipes. I kind of want to say this aluminum, but at the same time, there you go. That'll do. That'll do. And then we'll just go back to insulated around this way, and then hook it right up there. Bottle of water over here. Oh. Okay. That's dizzy. I hope they don't put too much salt water down. All right. That's done. Ooh, May's really good. Digging and suit wearing. Oh, she's really good. Yeah. I can't really afford another person right now. We can't afford it. Nice. Nice film of water. Takes care of that quite nicely. Gonna get rid of this. Right here. And then temperature plates, granites. Back here. I don't know, about 5 of them seem right. $239 now. It all starts to steam. You guys do all the rest of these, or are you just going to stand there? Did we got all of them? 105. I don't know if we have to wait for these to erupt for them to actually get their job done, because these should be geotuned. Please don't. Oops. I like pouring a few chemicals into a beaker and then putting it into a makeshift model of a volcano. We'll make it erupt. Oh, here it comes. So we're going to grab some steam out of this. This should now erupt at 383 degrees. Which, this is all steamy. This has to also heat up as well. So the water coming out of here is cooling down, turning into, it's not heated up fast enough, heating up fast enough, but it will momentarily, because it's already close to the point of boiling. This all should be steam in a few minutes. There we go. And then once this whole place is all steamed up, we will have water just pouring out of it. Might be a little too much. I think there's a little too much steam in here. So about, what is that? 250. We're a few degrees off. We got a lot of water in here, unfortunately. We can get rid of some of this steam, though. Ooh. What's the overall temperature? There it goes. Starting to rise now. 45. It's got to raise about 10 more degrees. And then these will start turning on. There we go. Starting to kick on. And all this steam in here is going to provide us power. Probably for the rest of the game. Just like that. And these will, once this starts to heat up a little bit more, these will fire off at pretty close to 500 watts. And then we just keep on getting water. So we're chugging out about 260 per. It's not enough to pay for the aqua tuner cost. Not yet. But it will. Once the steam heats up a little bit more, and it will. There's so much kilograms of steel in here. 400 kilos of steel. Of gas. Because there's 400 kilograms of gas, the temperature is having a hard time. This is erupting around 383 degrees, which is pretty toasty. And once this starts to drop pressure, and it will drop in pressure, as the heat turbines suck out all the gas. We'll have to get that down to about, and we don't care if this thing we don't care if this sucks all the steam out of it, because this is going to produce 300 degree temperature anyway. It doesn't matter, because nothing matters. This is just pure water. I'm gonna go ahead. No, never mind. Where's this gonna end up? In the oil biome? Well, there. Now we don't care. If it's all over the place, it's just gonna happen. I'm going to double wall this here because this will interact with the tiles eventually over time, and double tile things We could build a little. Maybe. Yeah, we could put the joint plate there instead. Right there. Take some aluminum. Why not? You, pardon me. Looks messy because it is messy. We'll fix all this later. Okay. There we go. Now we have ourselves a power plant producing a decent amount of power. The temperature of this room will slowly increase as well. Around 300 some odd degrees. And this will go idle in 4 cycles. And so the turbines will suck all the stuff out of here. It's going to be a while, though. It'll be nice. There we go. Now, I want to fix this so it's not... I'm doing it this way. Like that. And let's put a little hydro sensor here. Look at that. Now up to 450 watts each. Now these are paying for the cost of running this at full speed all the time, which it won't, by the way. It'll stay nice and cool. And if it's above 200 kilos, all that up. All right, that section's done. Now let's clean up some more. Fried mushrooms, pickled meal. And let's automate all this, huh? We can use lead in here. Yes. We're gonna end up moving this. Probably up here. Well, right now, our cook has to leave the facility and go up here to pick up all the mushrooms, or and then bring them back down all the way down here. That seems like a lot of running time that we just don't need. So this is what we're doing. We're automating this entire facility. This is going to be so expensive. We'll have to use aluminum for this. And because we don't have enough of other metals. Buy aluminum. We knew you well. Yeah, that was all of our aluminum. Essentially, that's all the aluminum on the map. Go on, just for rails. Oh, but we're not done yet. We have to put all this stuff in the base. It has to go someplace. And it needs to go right here. We're going to be able to shoot right there. Then this conveyor rail is going to come down to the center like this. Goodbye, aluminum. We can replace this later with copper, because there's a lot of copper on this map. We just haven't dug it up yet. There's tons a lot of copper. You can't, unfortunately, use lead for this. This is going to take a while, because they have to deliver all this material. And then we have to power this whole thing. Now, powering it, this is not a difficult endeavor. It's fairly straightforward. You just need one of these power transformers. You just need a normal one. There we go. It's looking better. More power. 500 kilos of steam in there. Now it's at 300 degrees. So these are going to run roughly 550 watts all of the time. except for when this goes dormant. We could do a little bit more research with the water that we have. But how? But let's one project at a time, right? One project at a time. Also, we're gonna start getting rid of this carbon dioxide at some point. Get rid of this. If we absolutely run into a crunch on power, we can grow mealwood up here. Just put little. You point of fact could bring in more food in here. You could have natural ones, and you could grow something else in here, like bristle. You could grow like bristle blossoms or something in here, like 2 on each side. Oh no, you couldn't do that in here because it's required. You need to be in the dark. But you could grow potentially more mushrooms in here if you wanted to. You could put farm tiles here, so you could have an entire row. But this is all natural. You don't have to fuss with it. There's no nonsense to this thing. But if we did run out of food, we could just put some mealwood, grow some meal lice temporarily in here, and again, that way we'd have some. We're not going to run out of food anytime soon, I don't think. Oh yeah, we could do more. We could do more water weight in here. We just need to put in some plumbing, of course, and then change these all to water tiles. But we're not going to. Power. Grab a conductive wire. We got a lead. We can build on a normal person priority. That's row 1. Number 2. There we go. And then we'll just do a little power transformer up here. Like that. You may as well. You can farm as well, I guess. There's two. What a mess this power system is. It's starting to get, we're starting to clean it up, but it's still not ideal. Doo-doo-doo. I am considering putting water locks in here. I know I'm going to be moving this. We'll be able to get rid of all this crap up here pretty soon. We do need to freeze our food. One of the problems we're going to have is because we're because we're using the inferior food methodology, farming, we're gonna have to use in order to give them good food, we need stuffed berries, or I'm sorry, mushroom wraps. This will be the thing that we can make. However, we can't make it because we don't have natural gas. That's gonna have to cause us to build a completely another storage system over here for our electric grill. In other words, we're gonna have to save the materials from the electric grill, put them over here, and the lettuce is gonna have to come over here. And they take all the stuff, cook it up here, and then it gets moved down into the refrigeration unit. Then go here. And yes, we're hooking up a 2 kilowatt wire to all of this. You know, a potential load of 9,000 watts. However, it's fine. The reason it's fine is because we're using a transformer. When you use a transformer, it maxes the limit. It limits the output to 1,000 watts. So you can put 10,000 watts on a power potentially on a wire. And it doesn't care. Like, it'll only allow 1,000 watts on here. I've used this trick many times for big hatch farms. Like, who cares? It'll only run 1,000 watts on the line. You're golden. Boom. Everything's active now. Oh, this is done. All the edibles are going to come out of here. I would like to eventually get the seeds out of here because I think it's going to look ugly. But for now, we'll do edibles. We're going to create a sorting system for it. All this. Now we're going to, our system is going to groan for a moment while it picks up all the stuff that's been left around. So you can see our auto sweepers are picking up all the material. We never need to come in here again to pick up food. All that is going to go drop here for our cook. Shall cook. The eternal cook. And it'll not stop cooking. Because this is his job. All the fried mushrooms. Here. You should probably have 2 cooks, just for fun. Hey, look at all these fried mushrooms. He's got to go through a lot of fried mushrooms. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of, we don't need this anymore. So let me go. I would like to do some research. Finish up the research projects. I've been meaning to move this for a while now. So let's put our virtual planetarium right here. And then we'll put this one right here. And then we'll take this one there. Make this into a lab if we want. We'll put a light in here as well. Let's put a lamp here. Put a lamp there. Like, give the bonus to the duplicates of 15%. We're gonna use this here. That one there. Yeah, we better not hook up to that. Let's hook up to this one. It's fine. And then we can get rid of this line right here. We still need to connect that up. It's all this here. I'll do that. And we'll deconstruct these. It's sterile, so we want to freeze it, essentially. You guys eat all that sand? No, there's no. And then nobody. There you go. Efficiency bonus. Now, it does have food poisoning. It's just basically their pee, you know. We've been deleting these, rebuilding them for 5 tons of water. It's generally not the way you want to do things, but what are you going to do? You gotta do what you got to do. Right. Printing prod has been... So we're going to go ahead and deconstruct the printing pod. And then we're going to move the printing pod. Put it over here. And we're going to make the new one right here. There you go. Right there. Put it in the corner. And you say, how do you do that? You have to have a mod. Harold, you're going to deliver the materials for the printing pod, but you're not going to build it. No, I have to wait for somebody else has to. That's just not my job. Murray's got it. All right, research. We don't have much to go. Just little bits of whatnot. And we'll go ahead and put a little bucket here. This does need dirt. There we go. Now we have an open area. Another open area. Right. What a mess we've made. I've been spending the last, I don't know, 100 cycles just cleaning up after ourselves. So this is nice and all, but what I really want to do is start getting rid of some of this polluted dirt, rotten mushrooms. Just, it's nasty, stinky over here. It'd be nice if we could store this a little bit better. Somehow, some way. We built our exosuit forges up here. Also, in addition to... Again, I'm thinking about, we need to just kind of close this off, I think, but we should probably do it with water locks. That way the heat from out here doesn't get into here. But what would be really nice is if we had Visco gel. But we don't have that because, you know, that's late game stuff. This game, like a lot of other games, suffers from late game terribleness. In other words, no, it's not terrible. You get the really, really good stuff late. And the problem with that is that the stuff that you really, really want, you don't get till later in the game. And I think Visco Gel should be a mid-game item, late mid-game item. Something you don't have to go to space for. Like we have naphtha, right? We can make naphtha out of plastic. Or you could do some combination of using like plastic for something to make the Visco Gel. But as it is now, you got to go to space to get it. And it's a complicated affair to make. And it's kind of no fun. And by the time you need it now, like we need it now, not like, 200 cycles from now when we've already built all of our major liquid locks. It's a balancing problem with a lot of games. Like, how do you balance having good late game items versus having those items be something that you get, I want to say early game or mid game. Like getting thermium late game is great because you can do all kinds of really big, monstrous projects that you just can't do in the mid game or in the mid game. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. Thermium. And getting the, what do you call it? Super coolant. Oh, it's so worth getting. Going through all the hassle of space just to get super coolant. Oh, worth it. And that's what it's good for your late game projects. But you really don't need it early game. You got water, you got polluted water, you got salt water, you got crude oil, petroleum you can use as coolant. And it's only when you're starting to deal with extreme temperatures that you really need super coolant. It'd be nice to have. It's not a need. Visco Gel, while it's not a need, it would be very, very nice to have. Kind of like, right about cycle 400 or so. It'd be nice to be able to get a build Visco Gel locks. And as it is now, water locks are, these things are just so good. And then you build them and you never replace them. Like, let me replace my perfectly functional liquid lock, even though it takes a lot of space, with Visco Gel. I've done it. Don't get me wrong. But it's good stuff. But it loses its appeal. That's a better way to say it. It loses its appeal later, okay? Because you're like, whatever. I ain't gonna worry about building and replacing these. And then God forbid you get a little bit of water or a little bit of other liquid and it interacts with the Visco Gel, and then you got a spill of Visco Gel and your locks break. That is such a pain in the ass. You're like, well, you should have protected it with the thing. Yeah, sometimes that doesn't work. Sometimes it don't work. That's a pretty good tool. Where's my other electronics engineer? Yeah, that's fine. I want him on different shift. So we want to clear this area out. I need to build a cooling system for this. And that's going to take crude oil. I need to get it down to freezing. And crude oil is the only thing I have that I can freeze. That's not true. No, I don't have naphtha either because I don't have plastic because I don't have Drecos. It's awful. This challenge is stupid. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to play a different video game. It's fine. We'll do it. It's fine. Can we make this a 7, please? Drilling up always is a pain in the ass. 2 of these. So much sand. Nice. You don't need it. Nice to have that. Oh no, don't do that. Gotta be careful. I do have a mod that allows us to destroy the uranium. The abyssalite. Essentially. Why is this here? Okay, because we needed it there for a minute. We might be able to do something with this geyser. Generally don't mess with carbon dioxide geysers. Ooh. No, your query like to sleep. No, thank you. Yeah, we need another arbor acorn. You know, reasons. Don't you understand? Reasons. Okay. You might be asking, what are we doing now? Well, we have a bunch of pips. We have a bunch of arbor acorns. I might actually have to groom these because we've lost. There's only 3 left. There was 4 like 5 minutes ago. And some of our hatches. These are supposed to. The game is supposed to generate an egg from every pip. Or every creature before it dies. Unless it's crowded. Well, cramped or whatever you call it. It doesn't look like it's done so. Well. What if you had an arbor tree farm? I don't know, maybe about that big? That looks about right. That looks about right. Just for arbor trees. We're just going to grow a whole bunch of arbor trees. Why? Because we can. We're down to 3 pips. I thought I saw an egg. Pip egg around here somewhere. I think it hatched. We'll find out. Like there were 2 of them in. Yeah, see, we're down to 3 of these. We're gonna have to groom a couple of them to get their numbers back up. It might be because it's also too hot. They don't like the heat, maybe. Who knows? But the animals aren't supposed to go extinct unless they're in really bad conditions, like, 141 degrees. Yeah, these guys are probably die. Now, these are a little different. You arbor trees, it's 1 every 2 species. And we're out of water because it was water. You can see we don't have any more steam in here. It's gone dormant. 29 cycles. We'll get more water. I might vacuum seal this. Temperature range of arbor trees are up to 104 degrees. So we will need to cool this. May have to double lock this, won't we? Yeah. How many trees is that? It's plenty. Oh. 1, 2, 6. 21 trees. Yeah, we're gonna have to double seal this. Because once we cool it down, I don't want to have to come in here and warm it up. Again. But it's fine. That should be plenty of trees, yeah? Probably. And we're just going to liquid lock both of these. I'm going to put a gas pump in each in these little corners. Suck out the gas, and that way we create a vacuum. Ugh. Where's my bottle opener? Kind of running out of water in our little storage area. Trying to do research that we can't do because we're out of water. We do have water over here. I don't want to use it though. It's very, very hot. You know, 202 degree water. A little toasty. Guess I'll give you salt water. Why not? Pretty sure we have some laying around. Then, how many acorns do we have? 27. We have 27 of them. Then we need to cool this room. I don't know how we're going to do that. Oop. Well, I think we should be okay planting here. There's a distance calculator that the pips use when they plant their seeds. And it's, don't remember the distance it is. But it's going to suck. All right, let's bring in the pips in here. We at one time had like 30 of them, and now there's 4. Because of reasons. Look at that. We're harvesting, and we don't even need to pick it up. I wonder if the egg, yeah, it could be the egg that got dropped. Now we need to cool this down. I wonder how we could possibly. Do you have an idea on maybe how we could cool this down? Not sure. I would really like you guys to bring in that salt water. Okay. Now we just need to bypass this just for a minute. Put a gas pump in here. Put a gas pump in here. Uh-oh. I forgot this needs to be in another room. Right. Oops. So we need to do. I need to put a. I forgot. I need to put a wall here. And this aqua tuner needs to be in its own little room. And we can put a. Well, we'll have to fix that, won't we? Poop in a bucket. It'll be fine. We just need to put a probably that one steam turbine can handle this aqua tuner right here. Maybe. Can I build another one of these? Yes, I can. I'm just gonna have to move some stuff around in here. Oopsie. Oh well, it's fine. We'll fix it later. We'll fix it at some point in time. We may want to fix it now. How long is this thing gonna be deactive for? Not 25 seconds. We got plenty of time to fix this thing. It's not a big deal, but not a big deal. We'll do. I wanted to have all this self-contained, but I forgot. You actually need gas in here, but this sucked all the gas out. We just need to move this aqua tuner over and put another steam turbine, and then put a wall in, and then put our liquid reservoir up here, and our power transform up here or something, or someplace else. We could make this a little larger. No, we can't do that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Oopsie. Right. It's fine. I want to get this done. Broken. How did my ox turn a brick? Because it's broken, you idiot. And let's go here. I'm not going to bother running a power line. We can just use a little manual generator right here. Here, build two of them and a little battery. Right there. Same thing over here. There's a battery. Two generators. Wire. Down there. And then a wire. Just more material in there. That looks pretty good. There's that one and this one. And this one. And that. And we have ourselves a vacuum. That easy. Then the gas pump can go here. Stick that up there. And what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this right here. And I'm going to hook this up here. And then we're going to hook that up to there. Just like that. This will drag the temperature down in here. 76 degrees. And that'll not be nice and cool. And because these are vacuums, we have a vacuum lock here. The outside temperature of 1 gazillion degrees will not affect the internal temperature here. Just like that. Now we have another vacuum. Easy peasy. Look at that. They're really planting these, aren't they? The next thing we want to do is we got a gazillion of these little hatches running around the place. I would like some coal. However, we're not allowed to feed them or groom them and take care of them. So we're going to move all the hatches up to another room. Here would be nice for them. I think we're going to do the same thing up here. We're going to lock this. You can already see the temperature getting dragged down. We're dragging it down. Liam. Hmm. 104 is their livable range is up to 212. But they're not comfortable past certain degrees. Here's a couple critter feeders. Couple storage bins. This is just overkill. I think I'm going to lock this. What's today's goal? Well, we're going to just doing some stuff. Stuff and things, you know? I want to move all the hatches. I hit my goal. My goal was to get this operational, but I broke it. We broke the aqua tuner because we forgot to put it in water. So we have to rebuild this. So this is all built. And then we're just moving it. We're getting an arbor acorn farm going. And then we're going to grab all the hatches on the map, put them up here. And they can eat sand. Because we have a little bit of sand. And we're not going to actively, like, you know. Here's some sand. It's like we're not trying to feed these guys. We're just, I think I am going to lock this. I have plans for the exterior of this place. Let's go lock this. I'm going to have to move this, aren't I? Yeah. Silly me. I only need one liquid lock, don't I? Hang on. No. I'm going to need two. Fortunately, you're in the way. Well, shit in a brick. Yeah, we could put the lock over here, I suppose. Yeah. Guess we'll do it this way. I have a plan, though. What happens when you hurry and you don't think? And shipping some copper. I'll be right there. Maybe just a little bit of sand in there. That'll do. That'll do quite nicely. Put in some doors. That should be enough room for a lot of pips or hatches, right? Probably. Now, temperature's getting dragged down. Slowly. Nevertheless. Are we freaking out of we're out of salt water already? Well, we happen to have some more over here. Mop that up. Mop that up though. Ah, we have found the edge of the map. There we go. Now they can eat all the sand. We're not going to groom them. We're just going to leave them be. Now we can increase these guys' numbers without taming them by incubating them in an incubator. It'll hug them, but as long as you don't groom them, as long as we don't groom them, I think we'll be... Glum. I don't know why there's glum. Because it's probably a little warm. Yeah. Looks like they're just body temperature's a little high. But we can fix that. We have ways. Right. We need to go looking for more geysers. We also need to tear the map apart. So I need to get rid of some sporkids. These are such a joke. All right. I gotta come in there and fix that. Oopsie. Not my fault. I didn't break it. Somebody else broke it. How am I going to do that? We could break in through here, take a ladder up, come in through here. I'm going to need to move this. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Completely forgot about that. That's okay. Not a problem. We can fix that. I'm just not in the mood to fix it right now. We had a fun little run today. Played for too long this morning. Meant to be playing. I'm meant to finish up my well, maybe not finish up. I'm meant to be playing last character. And of course Satisfactory. So I have those to finish up. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a little bit of both of this game and Caretaker or Satisfactory. One of the two. Still a lot to do in both games. Other games. Now we have all of our acorns growing and the temperature getting dragged down quite nicely. Let's take just a few cycles. Base looks good. Still have some work to do in here. Food is stable-ish. Getting lots of fried mushrooms. We'll clean all this mess up here. Just need to cool this down a little bit and they won't be glum. I think they're going to eat from here. As long as we don't groom them, we find. And they'll eat sand as they need to and poop out coal. They won't obviously eat as much when you don't groom them. Pull that out. If you don't groom them, they obviously don't eat as much. But we're not allowed to have animals groomed in this one. We have to use farms. Bleh. I'm still thinking of building a bristleberry farm. Or bristle blossom farm. Still thinking about it. Where would I do that? Someplace. Maybe over here. On the side here. You can get away with a big... But I would also need to do a pinch of peppermints. We would need pips to plant those. And I would need to increase the amount of pips we have. We're down to 4. We had like 10 of them. Or 12 or something. They just keep disappearing. I don't know what happens. But that's going to do it for today, I think. I'm done playing video games today. Appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out, and watching. Go ahead, hit that like button on the way out. And subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see everybody next time.